Hello dear students. This is Mrs. Pavitra Ashok. Welcome back to English class. In the previous session, we had discussed first part of the prose Anandi Gopal, an autobiography. In today's class, we are going to complete the lesson. Please open your textbook, students. I am going to read paragraph 7. Please follow as I read. The room that was provided to me at the college didn't have a proper fireplace. The fireplace emitted a lot of smoke when lit, so it was a choice between smoke and cold. I tried to get another place, but that was not possible as no one was ready to rent a place to a brown Hindu girl trying to be a doctor. After about 2 years in that place, I had started having a constant temperature and cough. Well, living in an alien culture, weather was always going to be difficult and I was ready to face it. You can see the picture of fireplace. Emit means give out or discharge. Moving on to the explanation. The college room in which Anandibai stayed was not at all good. It did not have a proper fireplace and ventilation. The fireplace discharged a lot of smoke when lit. So, it was a choice between smoke and cold. Anandibai tried to shift to a different place, but people refused to rent a room to a brown Hindu girl. Hence, she was forced to stay in the same room. In this way, staying in other country was very difficult to Anandi Gopal. But still, she did not hesitate. She made up her mind to be a doctor. Now please look at paragraph 8. My health was severely affected by my stay there. After around 2 years in the USA, I had sudden spells when I used to feel very faint and get a high temperature. The cough never left me. By the end of the 3 years, my condition had worsened. I somehow scraped through the final exams. At the convocation where my husband was present, it was announced that I was the first woman doctor of India and got a standing ovation for that. It was one of the most rewarding moments of my life. Day by day, I grew worse and nothing worked. My husband then admitted me to the Women's Hospital in Philadelphia. I was then diagnosed as having tuberculosis, but the disease hadn't yet reached my lungs. The doctors advised me to go back to India. Please look at meanings of new words. Convocation, a large formal assembly of people. Tuberculosis or TB is a bacterial infection spread through inhaling tiny droplets from the coughs or sneezes of an infected person. It mainly affects the lungs, but it can affect any part of the body, including the tummy, glands, bones, and nervous system. In tuberculosis, the bacteria usually attacks the lungs. Moving on to the explanation. As Anandi was forced to stay in the same room, cold and smoke affected her health very badly. She suffered from high temperature and cough. Somehow, she managed to complete her education and received the medical degree. It was announced that she was the first woman doctor of India and also she got a standing ovation for that. It was one of the most rewarding moments of her life. As the days progressed, her health grew worse and nothing worked. Anandi's husband, Gopal Rao, admitted her to the Women's Hospital in Philadelphia. She was then diagnosed as having tuberculosis. So, the doctor advised Anandi to go back to India. Now please look at paragraph 9. Her return to India. The journey back home took a further toll on Anandibai's health as doctors on the ship refused to treat a brown woman. On reaching India, she stayed at her cousin's place in Pune to receive treatment from a renowned Ayurvedic specialist. He, however, refused to treat her as, according to him, she had crossed the boundaries of society. Finally, on February 26, 1887, frustrated that all her achievements were in vain, Anandibai succumbed to her disease at the age of 22. She was mourned throughout India. Her ashes were sent to Mrs. Carpenter, who wanted to place them in her family cemetery in Poughkeepsie. Please look at meanings of new words. In vain, without success. Toll, damage resulting from something. Renowned, being famous. Frustrate, prevent from succeeding. Cemetery, a large burial ground. Moving on to the explanation. Anandi's journey back home further damaged her health because the doctors on the ship refused to treat a brown woman. After reaching India, she stayed with her cousin in Pune to receive treatment from an Ayurvedic specialist. But he also refused to treat her, for she had gone against the customs and traditions of Indian society. Finally, Anandibai died on February 26, 1887, to her disease at the age of just 22. She was mourned throughout India. Her ashes were sent to Mrs. Carpenter, who wanted to place them in her family cemetery in Poughkeepsie. It's very sad. Even though she had completed her medical degree, she couldn't achieve it as a doctor. Now please look at last paragraph. Anandibai's efforts, however, were not in vain. To this day, she is an inspiration to Indian girls from all walks of life. She enables us to believe that whatever our situations and circumstances, nobody's dreams are unachievable and that each of us has the potential to achieve whatever we wish to. Today, the Maharashtra government has a fellowship in her name for young women working on women's health. Dear students, we all feel very sad to hear Anandibai's story. Even though she struggled a lot and received a medical degree, she died at the age of just 22. She couldn't achieve it as a doctor, but still, she is an inspiration to all of us. Anandibai's life and achievements have inspired many young women. She enables us to believe that whatever our situation, nobody's dreams are unachievable if we determine to do so. The Maharashtra government has a fellowship in her name for young women working on women's health. Dear students, I hope you all have understood the prose Anandi Gopal, an autobiography. The theme of the prose is first Indian woman doctor who did her studies in the US in 1880s. Value is perseverance and dedication. Now, I am going to end up this session. Bye for now. Thank you. Have a great day.